This is a Squiz podcast. We're your shortcut to being informed.
Squiz Kids! It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello there and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Friday, September 2. In Squiz Kids Today, sending babies off to work, the man who kisses alligators, Serena's big tennis win, and how to build a shark. That's what's making news, kids style.
The lowdown.
There's a big meeting happening in Canberra today, day 2 of the grandly titled Jobs and Skills Summit. Now, you'll hear a lot about it on the news today as politicians and business people and trade unionists and disability advocate Dylan Alcott get together in Parliament House to discuss ways of preparing Australia and Australians for the world of work of the future. But in Japan, it seems they're one step ahead, with the news yesterday that babies as young as 6 months are being sent off to work. Well, not really being sent off to work, but they're being put to good use in aged care and nursing homes, bringing smiles to the faces of elderly residents. A nursing home in the Japanese town of Kitakyushu has posted a job advertisement for babies and children under the age of 4, knowing that when they visit, it brightens the day of the nursing home residents. The babies are allowed to show up to work whenever it suits them and take a break for a nap whenever they feel like it, which sounds like my dream job. But they have to come to work with a parent or guardian, and they only get paid in baby milk formula and nappies, which maybe wouldn't work for me after all. More than 30 babies have signed up so far to help lift the spirits of the nursing home's 100 elderly residents. I wonder what Boss Baby would make of all of this.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we're back in the United States, drawn back for the second time this week to Wally, the emotional support alligator. You might remember we talked about Wally in Animal Kingdom earlier in the week, after he had been taken for a walk on a leash in a public water park in downtown Philadelphia. Well, today, Wally is back after news his owner, Joe, has entered him in the competition to be named America's favourite pet. It's a competition that's usually for dogs and cats, but this year, Wally will be proudly representing oversized reptiles. So, what's an emotional support pet? It's a pet that has special status in the eyes of authorities, a pet that has clearance to travel pretty much anywhere with its owner because of the important role it plays in their lives. And yes, in case you were wondering, it is legal to keep alligators as pets in the US state of Pennsylvania, but not so much in most other states. As Joe, Wally's owner, says, Wally is a special gator, but I wouldn't recommend anyone get one. If you don't know what you're doing, you could get bit. I've stuck a link to Wally's Instagram account in today's episode notes.
Sport time.
It was an action-packed day of the US Open tennis tournament yesterday, with 2 big wins for fan favourites, and the prospect of an Aussie versus American showdown that is going to leave us all unsure who to barrack for. Local lad Nick Kyrgios got things off to a good start for Australia, clawing his way to victory against Frenchman Benjamin Bonzi, who, in my opinion at least, has the best name in the whole tournament. Kyrgios has advanced now to the 3rd round. It's off to the 3rd round too for Serena Williams, the American tennis champ for whom this is her last ever tournament, after 27 years of playing. By beating world number 2 player Estonia's Anett Kontaveit yesterday, the 40-year-old Serena will now take on Aussie Ayla Tomljanovic in the next round. Oh dear, who are we going to cheer for now? After the win, and as a nod to her home crowd at New York's Arthur Ashe Stadium, Serena said, "I'm loving this crowd, and there's still a little left in me. We'll see." Indeed we will, Serena. Indeed we will see.
Animal Kingdom.
Watch out, Sydney-siders. There are some really big sharks heading your way. Okay, they're model sharks, and they're coming to your city on a truck. But wow, do they look real. The Australian Museum's Sharks exhibition opens later this month and will feature 11 life-size, biologically accurate shark models that have been made by a special studio in Perth. I've put a link in your episode notes that includes photos as well as a video of a shark's head being 3D printed, a process that can take up to a whole month. The studio worked carefully with scientists at the museum to make sure the sharks were the right shapes, colours and sizes. Believe me, if I saw one of these model sharks out and about when I was snorkeling, I'd think they were real. Especially those impressive rows of teeth on the nurse shark. Yikes! Apparently, it took days to put them all in with super glue and tweezers. Little message for all the teachers who are listening out there. Squiz Kids is excited to announce that we're hiring. And if you are, or you know a primary school teacher who'd be a great fit for the Squiz Kids team, who'd love the chance to help us create daily classroom resources and podcasts for our Squiz Kids for Schools program, someone who loves news, writes like a dream, and wants flexible hours, meaning you could work in your PJs, alongside a super fun team, that's me, we'd love to hear from you. Throw your CV into some semblance of order and send us an email, quick sticks at squizschools@thesquiz.com.au. I've stuck the link in today's episode notes.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. Name the American tennis champ in her final ever tournament who's through to the second round of the US Open. Yeah, that's right, it's Serena Williams. Question number 2. 3D, scarily lifelike models of what predator of the sea are being built for a museum exhibition in Sydney? Yeah, that's right, they're sharks. Question number 3. What sort of animal is Wally, the most unusual emotional support pet? Yeah, you got it, he's an alligator.
Shout-outs.
It's September 2. Today is National Lazy Moms Day in the United States, where mums are encouraged to take it easy. I reckon there are a few people listening today who'd like to import that holiday into Australia. Oh, and speaking of parents, don't forget it's Father's Day this Sunday. It's also a Friday today, and that means lots of birthday shout-outs for today and the coming weekend. So let's give that birthday reggae tune a bit of a spin. Hit it. And it's a happy birthday to these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. Wilbur from Jerilderie, Axel from Mount Claremont, Grace from Victoria, Eli from Ashmont, Harriet from Batteau Bay, Frederick from Mudgee, Ilana from Kingsville, Jonathan from Ravy, Ryan from Adelaide, Evelyn from Doncaster East, Joe from Canberra, Tilly from Narrenburn, Grace from Echuca, Isaac from Petersham, and Candice, who's listening all the way over there in Kenya in Africa. Great to have you aboard, Candice. And a belated birthday shout-out goes to Sienna from Dakaban. Not forgetting, of course, all of those Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday over the coming weekend. Happy birthday to Rishan from Woongarra, Remy from Canberra, Joseph from Dapto, Hamaha from Craigburn, Margot from Harvard, Hannah from Yokeen, Ewan from Mossman, Charlie from Queanbeyan, Noah from Shoal Bay, Skylar from Parramatta, Lucas from Barara Heights, Alison from Balmain, Jaden from Sydney, Saisha from Forest Lake, and Dottie from Sherwood. Phew! And a very big welcome to Natalie Pitaro, a home educator, Ms. Boney and her Year 6 class at Logan Reserve State School, and Ms. Waddams from Mount Gravatt State High, all of whom have just signed up to a Squiz Kids for Schools Term 4 membership. Delighted to have you guys with us. You can find out more about our special Term 4 promo at the link that you'll find in today's episode notes. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you're after a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again on Monday. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent weekend. Over and out.